Have you ever found yourself confused about how JavaScript and CSS interact in your web pages? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into a question that has puzzled many developers. Is JavaScript execution deferred until the CSS object model is built? Let's unravel this mystery together. I totally get it. It can be really frustrating when you think you understand how something works, only to have that belief challenged. Many developers have faced similar confusion, especially when it comes to the relationship between JavaScript and CSS. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. A user recently asked whether JavaScript execution is deferred until the CSS object model is fully built. They referenced a Google article that suggests the browser delays script execution until the CSSOM is ready. But then they encountered a different perspective during a discussion on Stack Overflow. Sound familiar? Let's dig into this together. So what's really happening here? The confusion arises from how browsers handle script execution and CSS loading. When a browser encounters a script tag, it typically pauses rendering until the script is executed. But what about CSS? Let's break it down. And stick around. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of how JavaScript and CSS interact, and I promise you'll be able to explain it to others with confidence. To clarify the situation regarding JavaScript execution and CSM, the user should first understand that JavaScript execution is typically deferred until the CSSOM is fully constructed. This means that the browser waits for all style sheets to be downloaded and processed before executing scripts. Next, the user should consider the impact of the document.write method. When document.write is used, it can alter the document structure during the parsing process. This means that if a script is executed that modifies the document, it can affect how styles are applied. Now, let's examine the example provided. When the user replaces the style tag with a link to a style sheet that takes time to load, the browser initiates the request for that style sheet immediately. However, the script that comments out the link does not prevent the style sheet from being requested. Finally, the user should note that while the page may render immediately, the style sheet request can still be in progress. This is why the loading icon appears, indicating that the browser is still waiting for the CSS file, even if the page content is visible. Fun fact, did you know that the way browsers handle rendering has evolved significantly over the years? Early browsers had much simpler rendering engines, which often led to more predictable but less efficient behavior. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. This user clarifies that while the initial quote about JavaScript execution deferring until the CSSOM is built is accurate, it specifically applies when the style sheet is placed before the script. In their example, the script won't run until the style sheet is fully downloaded and parsed. They conclude that building the CSSOM is a gradual process. As the browser encounters each style sheet, it downloads and parses it before moving on. This explains why the request for the style sheet is still made, even if the link is commented out by a script. Here's the takeaway. Always be mindful of where you place your JavaScript and how it interacts with your CSS. Understanding this relationship can save you a lot of headaches in the future. And there you have it. Now you should have a clearer understanding of how JavaScript execution relates to the CSS object model. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button for more insights, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below.